Try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay, 'cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around, no, I won't be turning around. Feeling alright, I'm playing the game like I will win tonight. I think I'll do it on my way. I'm gonna show you what I'm going through, get you out of your comfort zone, 'cause I need more of the truth right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay, 'cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around, no, I won't be turning around. wanna stay, but I'm just gonna wait in the background, watching you talk to her. I know this might look bad, but I'm just gonna melt in the background, watching you lean into her. I'm a fool. I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool. I know. Are you thinking about us too? 'Cause I don't know. Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? I don't even know what it feels like when your eyes are staring at me. I miss them. I'm about to lose it. All of my friends telling me to leave for the night. It's for the best. I'm a fool. I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool. I know. Are you thinking about us too? Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? About you, baby. Want your kisses in the morning light. Wanna be next to you every night. No, I shouldn't love you, but I might. 'Cause your lips, they taste like cherry wine. You're no good for me. We're so bittersweet, but I still want you. I do. Baby, can't you see what you do to me? I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. But I can't deny, I can't deny you. I can't deny, I can't deny you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Tonight, we're just going to have, just kind of a cool hangout. I don't have anything overly planned for tonight. I definitely have a lot of things to talk about. Just don't have anything specific this week. But I can throw some things out on the table and We can discuss them if you like. One thing is the DJI FPV drone. There's a lot of people still talking about it. I don't know that I've seen hardly anybody post a video where the thing is still living. I've seen so many crashes that I don't know. It's one of those things that just kind of scares me. It's like a chainsaw in Toys R Us or something. Like, I think all of the the idea behind the DJI FPV drone is great, and I was giving it praises before it came out, but I also think it's maybe too much power for people. It's kind of fly at your own risk, but there's a lot of beginners out there that are just even some pros that I've watched just crash the thing. So that's on the table. I don't want to start off on a negative foot, but also talk about the Insta360 Go 2. I've had some time to play with it. Something else that will be reviewing soon on the channel is the Triple Tech Pro. It is a 1200 nit Android tablet that runs Android 9. So in the world of Android 12, this tablet's still stuck in Android 9. It's military grade tablet, so you could throw it into a wall and it'd still be fine. So I like that about it. I like how bright it is, but because the Android system is still kind of, I don't know, I was going to say stuck in the 90s, but that's not true. It's still pretty lagging in my mind. I mean, it's doable, but I don't know. We can talk about that and what my review is going to be coming soon. I have spent all week 3D printing different mounts for my DJI Osmo. What is it? X5, the phone mount, so that I can put the Triple Tech tablet on it, because that's the purpose. That's the reason I bought it. I'll be filming kids, teenagers at camp this summer in the bright sunlight, and I want to be able to see what's on the screen, and I want to tether it. So that's why I needed an Android tablet. And I almost got a Crystal Sky, but then I saw a bunch of reviewers say this was the Crystal Sky killer. It has the ability to, you can put all the DJI apps on it, and Autel and Parrot. So I saw it being a lot more versatile than a Crystal Sky that's proprietary and not even supported anymore. So there's that. I also have a drone that I want to show you guys that is in pre-order that I'm really excited about, but I could never afford. but that's pretty cool. And then I've reached out to get permission to show a drone video that I saw on YouTube. I have not got permission yet. But if I get permission, if I get an email saying I can show it tonight, I'll show it. If not, then I might just kind of share it via YouTube. Like post where you're allowed to kind of, just like you do on Facebook, you can share someone else's post. So I might just do that, but I would love to show it on the live stream tonight because it's pretty cool. All right, let's see who's in the house. We've got Eat More Possum is in the house. Steve Ide is in the house. Hey, Dad. Steven Drones is in the house. And Gregory Lawler is in the house. So what's up, y'all? I don't know if any of you guys caught my live stream this morning. I had to go to the doctor, and after the doctor, I went to get some Maple Street Biscuit Company biscuits and gravy, and decided to try out my my new Microsoft Duo. So I was trying that out, and beautiful little phone tablet hybrid thing. So I was trying that out. I I think it's going to be a really cool device. I can use two apps at the same time. So one of my plans is to kind of run AirMap and a drone at the same time, or run DroneLink and DJI Go at the same time, or the DJI app at the same time. Little things like that. But yeah, we can talk about that if you want to. I still don't know really how to use it very well. I don't have flicking from one screen to another screen in the middle of that live stream. I was just trying to monetize the live stream over on YouTube, and all of a sudden I completely screwed up my screens and almost didn't make it back to the live stream by the time my countdown happened. But what I love about StreamYard is I was able to throw my logo up. I was able to throw my social media icons up. I was able to run a countdown. I was able to do all that from a phone, eating sausage or eating biscuits and gravy in a restaurant. So I thought that was pretty cool. So Stephen Jones says the picture was not good over here. Now, is that this picture or from the phone? Because I was running on 5G, and it did ask me to switch over to 720, but I decided not to. So I stuck with 1080. I probably should have gone to 720 since I was over mobile. It'll probably definitely be spotty if I am in, out in the field and live streaming a drone flight or something like that. Okay, so Stephen Jones is talking about the phone. Good to hear. See, that's what I want from you guys. I want feedback. I can't improve myself if I'm the only one. I don't know how to say that. It's easier for me to improve myself if I get some constructive criticism every once in a while. That's awesome. Did I get the gravy resistant screen protector? No, I did not. But the good thing is it's glass and I can just wipe it off. But I was very, very careful. If you would have seen me at the restaurant, you probably would have laughed because I had 3 napkins on the table. Then I put my little phone down, and then it was kind of far away from me, and yeah, but it was cool. I can definitely see a use for it, and I think there are some really, really cool brilliance to the device. I mean, they only have to make one camera, so they put a nice camera on it because they didn't have to put 2 cameras, or like my iPhone Pro, they didn't have to put 4 cameras on it. Well, it's probably 1 camera, 2 cameras, 4 lenses. Maybe that's how it works. But if you want to take a selfie, you just point it at yourself. If you want to take a picture of something else, you just point it somewhere else. And since when you fold it over, and you've got a screen on both sides, I mean, it just works out. So I thought that was pretty cool. Gregory said, not 5G, it will give you COVID. Yep. Can't be 6 feet apart when you've got such a fast network. Speaking of COVID, I've got dose 1 of Pfizer in me. Got that on Friday. Apparently, I could have gotten it a long time ago, but I was just paying attention to the age limits, and I wasn't old enough to get it. But since I have diabetes and high blood pressure, I was eligible a while back. I just didn't get it. So, yeah. If you guys notice, behind me, the bunk bed is back. My son decided he's too big for a bunk bed now. So my wife said, what do you want to do with that? And I said, I want to put it back in my office. I love that thing. So The bunk bed is back in the office. It's got I'm kind of hiding all the storage that I'm putting on it, but I have 3 feet of storage, like twin bed size, 3 feet high of storage that I can put a bunch of Rubbermaid containers up there. So it's going to free up my floor a lot. I still just need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. If I sold a bunch of stuff, then my office would look a lot nicer. But you guys only see that part. But one of the plans is to sit over there and you guys see this side as well. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. And I'm not sure how I'm going to handle the lighting back there, because I like it as a background, but the lighting is not good back there if I was going to do a live stream from over there. So I might figure something out. I do have a big ring light that I'm planning on strapping under the twin bed. So it'll be like this halo overlooking that table. And I've got that table back there is going to be kind of my unboxing station. So we're back to the wood backgrounds, but I haven't done an unboxing in a long time, so I don't know how that'll happen. I don't even know if I want to do unboxings anymore. I like them because when I want to go back and sell something on eBay, I can look at the video and see how it was in the box when I got it. And I can see all the accessories that I bought with it. So whenever I'm selling it to someone else on eBay, I can, take inventory by watching my video. But I don't know how interesting those unboxing videos are. So there's that. Steven Drone says, I hope you don't grow another arm with that shot. I kind of hope I do. How cool would that be to have 3 arms? So I could vlog and fly my drone at the same time. Or if I grew another head, I could be my own visual observer. That'd be pretty cool. Eat More Possum got his second dose of Pfizer today. He feels Pafan so Pafar. Nice one. Y'all are just full of it tonight. I like it. So since I've been in kind of drone link world for a little while, lately, I took my infamous Paradinafi flight in my backyard, and I attempted to recreate that flight in DroneLink. And I flew it last week, I believe. I flew at the same time that I showed you guys kind of the tiny neighborhood, what's going on in the back of my neighborhood. So I thought if you guys wanted to, I could show you that. But I'm still trying to find it. Here it is. Is that it? Yep, that's it. So I thought we could watch this and we could still talk, but I'll just have my drone video up. So stand by. All right. Are y'all ready? So I got this flight was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was okay. I think the issue that I had was when I made the drone flight in the Paradinafi free flight. Wow, I just said a lot of weird things. When I made the when I made the original mission in Free Flight 6 on the Paradanafi, it was not a curved path. It was a straight shot out into the distance, and then I turned and pointed in one direction, and then the point of view kind of changed the angle. So I think that's the issue with this one. I ended up doing a curved path with this one, so there are a little bit of jitteriness going on. But as you guys can see, the evergreen trees are still green, but the branches are still out on everything else. Now, I will say in the last week, there's been a lot of green happening in around Nashville, and I'm in Smyrna, Tennessee, which we had some almost tornado weather last week, and we're supposed to have for the next 2 days another flash flood. So there's flooding all over Tennessee, or all over Nashville right now. Downtown Franklin is underwater, which is super sad because that's something that I was going to go out and do an Insta360 video on. So Stephen Drone says they're putting the houses so close together. I know. Steve, I don't know if you know, but the houses back there they're rental properties. So the entire neighborhood that they're building behind me is like American Homes for Rent, I think. And so what it is, it's a huge neighborhood with fenced-in backyards, nice granite countertop. I mean, they're nice. They're up to par with the houses that we live in. But it's still kind of it's one of those things where you don't know what kind of neighbors you're going to get because they're renting, and they might only live there for a year and then move away, and then just kind of rotating neighbors. I'd rather have somebody that kind of lives there for a long period of time. But I mean, you can pick your nose, and you can wait. What was that? You can pick your nose. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. But you can't really pick your neighbors. I don't know where I was going with that, but that worked out. So here's where it gets kind of shaky, and I don't like it. And I don't know if it's a drone link thing or if it's a DJI Mavic Air 2 thing. But maybe my turn isn't subtle enough. Like it reminds me of like like if you're drawing a curve out of lines. But like, so if you made a circle out of a bunch of lines, you do a line this way, then a line this way, and then a line that way. I kind of feel like that's what the mission is doing, but I'm not sure. And it's weird, like it turned left, and then it turned right a little bit, and then now it's kind of turning left again. So I have to go back and look at my plan and see exactly what I did. But Stephen Drone says it's almost like the app. There are definitely a lot of similarities. I want to get it down perfect, and then I want to do a comparison between the two flights. Like I want to fly my Paradanafi and fly my DJI Mavic Air 2 and kind of compare the two drones, even though the Paradanafi. Oh, all right. So it stopped because the reason it stopped is the flight was split into 3 different files. All right, here we go. Picking back up. I think this part of the flight is really cool. I love I love just flying over the trees. Um, so, and then what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on, since the DJI Mavic Air 2 can fly for about 30 minutes, I am going to increase this flight plan for the DJI Mavic Air 2. See, and then right there, it's like, it's switched to another point of view, which I didn't like. Like, I feel like in the Stewart's Creek video that I did, like the point of views were pretty smooth. So I'm not sure what's going on there. It might be because it's beta. I'm not sure. But I love like the grays right here on the trees. And then you've got like the green grass in the neighborhood kind of over there to the left. And, you know, the difference is the sun. This is like kind of near sunset. And so the sun is kind of pointing down on the neighborhood. And it's just kind of kissed a little bit, sun kissed a little bit. But then you have this one row of townhomes. And I think that's because they're in the middle of building them, but they're like almost bright. I love the lens flare right there from the sunset. And I kind of love the mountains in the background. And I just think Tennessee is so beautiful, y'all. I love sharing my state with y'all. But I love just a beautiful sky. You can see the road's a little wet, I think. And so right there, you can see the sun reflecting off of the street. And then now you can't even see my house. You used to be able to see my house from this angle, but now there's a whole neighborhood in the way. So that's kind of cool. My house is kind of hidden now. I mean, I guess it's cool. But I think I'm going to pause it right there. I think this is a beautiful shot, y'all. It's just beautiful. The lens flare, I like the lens flare a couple of seconds ago better because I don't like the big red dot. But I love what's going on with the sky. I just like that shot right there. All right, we'll keep going. If you guys remember the Paradanafi flight, you know, a lot of these townhomes weren't there last year. So, you know, I say give it maybe 3 months and all those townhomes are going to be built. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But I love how the sun is kind of shining on certain sides of the houses. So you see a bunch of like triangles from the roofs and the eaves and stuff. Every once in a while you'll see a car and it kind of looks like slow motion, but this is real time. So there's a car going up the street right there. It kind of looks like a little, I love drone video, but I love how the car is just kind of going real, it looks like it's going real slow. The last one flew over the pool and then went straight up the street and then turns around and looks at my house. You can see my house now in the video. And this gully over to the left was completely filled to the brim with water this weekend. So that was kind of messed. I think that was Saturday night. It was either Friday night or Saturday night, but it was crazy storms, y'all. Crazy storms. And one of my cedars is down. Another one of the cedars in the backyard is down. Gregory says, eat more possum. I am in the third cater, so we'll be waiting a while still. And then Stephen Drone says, almost you can pick the neighbor's nose. And so if you notice, this part right here is kind of like it's my intro to Untitled Studios. Is this kind of shot right here. So once all those houses are there, I might do another video, or I might just do a whole new video anyway. I'm thinking about putting my, all right, so that's the, I guess we don't need to see the third one. We can watch another video though. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what this is. All right, so this is the same flight again, but I changed it to manual exposure because I wanted to get the the sunset, a better view of the sunset. So I actually toned down, made it. I turned around and looked at the sun, made it darker, and then turned the drone back around, and then played the mission. What I love about DroneLink is when you hit play, the drone approaches where it's supposed to go, and then it starts the video file. So this looks exactly like the last video that I showed you, but it's not. It's a different timestamp. So I think that's pretty cool. There's not going to be much difference than the last video, but I think it's kind of cool to watch this while I talk to y'all. So Gregory says, lots of bush. Looks like my city, Brisbane. Cool. Yeah, we've got it's going to drastically change in the next month. So the trees are in bloom. I have a sugar maple in the front of my house, and it is just now starting to bud. But we have an Indian cherry in the backyard that's already sprouting leaves. We've got a lot of, a lot of the flowers are starting to take hold. I've got holly in my front yard that has a bunch of flowers on it. So I give these trees about a month, and this whole view will be green. So we'll take another video, maybe the end of April, that looks just like this. I'm still going to be doing kind of the same thing that I did. Since I'm stuck at home, I'm working from home, building missions and flying out of my backyard is something that I can do pretty quickly and pretty easily. So I'm going to try to get a lot of different types of videos and perfect my DroneLink mission skills in the backyard, kind of while I'm working from home. I don't know if I'll be working from home forever. There's talk at like a hybrid thing, which I would love. It'd be my favorite thing because I'd get to go to work and get to hang out with my coworkers, but then I'd also get to work from home some. I love working from home because I can get the yard work done. I can get things done around the house, and then I have my whole weekend. I don't have to do anything on the weekend because I already did it. But I don't like just being away from people. So that might change once I have the second vaccine and I'm not afraid to go up and talk to someone. But I was talking with some friends over the last week that I've just kind of lost my connection to humanity, just because I've been in this office for so long. So, what was that? I hit that one right on the head, y'all. I did a good job there. So I'm loving this new show video on your live stream addition that StreamYards has added. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Is this video clearer than it used to be whenever I would just show it on Chrome? So see right there, y'all, I've got, since I toned the colors down or toned the exposure down a little bit, I got a little bit more of the sky, but still I could have done better. But I think it looks really good. So Gregory said, can I send you a video from my Mini? I would love to show your video on the live stream. Yeah. Let me put my email address in the chat. So that is my email address. And you're welcome to send me anything. I've got links taken out of chat because people were putting links to porn and, inappropriate stuff in my chat. So I had to turn that off. I had to cut that out a couple years ago. But if you would like to show anything on my channel, send the link to that. If it's a video file, then doing it live, I might have to download it and all that kind of stuff. If it's a link to YouTube, I'll have to mute it and then show it. But check this out, y'all. So the sun's kind of behind that cloud, so I'm not getting the lens flare. You get the clouds, you get the sun. I love like the orange that's kind of behind those trees on the ridge up there. So I thought this was colored beautifully. And once I color grade it, I think it's going to look really cool. But this video of this flight plan is what I'm going to put out this week. But you guys get a sneak peek on the live stream of the raw footage from the drone. So now that the DJI Mavic Air 2 works on it, I feel like I've got a literal workhorse for drone link. I've got my DJI Mavic Pro 2. Since it's an older drone, I might use that as a test drone. The Minis doesn't go far enough. So it's not a very good test drone, even though I wouldn't feel bad if it hit slammed into a tree compared to my DJI Mavic Pro. But yeah. I'm going to go ahead and check my email, see if that email's coming in. So yeah. Sorry, I got a couple squirrels. I'm in my 40s, so I can't think very fast anymore. Eat More Possum says, what height is the mission? So from the trees in my backyard are about 60 feet tall. So I start out at 100 feet. So let's see if we can, we'll switch back to this one. And we're going to pull it. All right. So right here, we're at 100 feet. So, which is really good for a neighborhood. You get a really good view of, maybe 10 houses at a time. I think 100 feet above a neighborhood is a really good height. And then I climb to 200 feet. So at the turn, I'm at 200 feet up in the air. And this is all relative to my takeoff point. Okay. So I very well couldn't be, I might not be 200 feet above that ground level, that point right there on the map, but I'm 200 feet above my home point, which, you need to be careful about. If you're flying with DroneLink or any kind of mission, and you're only allowed to fly 400 feet above ground level, right? So if you start out, like a lot of people are like, I started out from a building so I can fly 400 feet above that building, which is true. But as soon as you start flying away from that building, you are higher than you're allowed to fly. Okay. So if there's one building, like let's say you're on a water tower over a field and you fly 400 feet above that water tower, but that water tower is like 60 feet tall, and then you fly over a cornfield, you might be 460 feet over that cornfield, and that's against the rules. So, but I only went up to 200 feet, and I think, the only reason I did that was to really just make sure I cleared the trees, because originally when I made this, you can see it in the distance, you can see the horizon, but you don't really know. I mean, you're not physically there to make sure that you're above a tree. Okay. So yeah. And it might be different if you're flying, somewhere that has a lot of plains. So, Tennessee is very, very hilly. You can see right there the landscape. There are hills, they're not really mountains, but there's valleys, there's hills, so you could fly, half a mile in one direction and, vary in 300, 400 feet easily above ground level. So, yeah, well, that was kind of fun. So yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad I got to show you guys that. Stay tuned for the path in the DroneLink video. I'm probably not going to build it. I might rebuild it just to kind of give you guys an idea of how I built it. It's actually pretty easy. I just kind of threw a path on there and then moved some items around and added a couple markers with point of interest on it. So Stephen Drone says, what about line of sight? So the path that I'm flying is line of sight, but I can't actually see it when it's pretty far away from me. So if you're going to do it legitimately with line of sight, you would need, you can use binoculars. You can also use, I have a camera that's a robotic camera you put a GPS unit on the drone and it'll actually zoom in and watch the drone for you. But every flight you see on YouTube, if it flies more than 500 feet away, they can't see their drone. So yeah, with that said, if I was doing it legitimately with line of sight, it's line of sight, but it's not visually line of sight because I can't see that far. I've actually watched the drone go pretty far. And you have to be watching it the entire time to see the dot just get farther and farther away. But I've been able to by looking at where it is on the screen, like seeing kind of where it is. I know my backyard good enough that I know kind of where the drone is. And it's actually easier to see at night because of the lights on the drone. But in the daytime, it kind of blends in. I mean, they make them gray, all the DJI Mavics, and so the gray drone just kind of blends in with the clouds. But that's a very good question. That's a very good question. Stephen Drone's is going to call me out. So yeah. Something else you can do is you can have people on the other side of the flight watching it or standing in the middle of the flight. A lot of the flights that I'll do, I'll actually take off from the middle of the property so that I have a pretty good view of everything. But the one from my backyard is not, I don't see it all the time. But I'm also not flying it with controls either. So I've done the due diligence to make sure that it is not going to hit anything. It's not flying over people. There's one spot at the end where it flies over the street. So there's a possibility I might fly over a car or fly over a person. But I'm not flying over an interstate. I'm not flying over a crowd of people, anything like that. Stephen Drone says the H Plus is black. You can see it further. That's true. But I have also not been able to see my unique Typhoon H Plus up in the air on the other side of a property. It is definitely a lot easier to see than some of these tiny little fold-up drones. But anybody can lose visual sight of their drone. It's very easy to do, especially if you're doing a straight shot. Eat More Possum says black is good for sight against the sky. That's true. These are all good points y'all are making. Y'all think you were smart or something. So do you guys want to see the drone that I'm excited about? And it's not DJI. I am excited about the Mavic 3. I just hope it's not like $2,000 or something. It's probably going to be like $2,500. But I'm going to put on the screen now. Let's see if Gregory's video came through. Let's see if... No, well, let me go to it. All right. So check this out, y'all. This is my favorite drone coming up. This is the X Dynamics Evolve 2. Hey, Gregory, is it on YouTube? Can you just send me a link? Or are you trying to send me the file? I'd love to have the file. because I think that would look better than streaming YouTube over YouTube. But yeah, if you can, it might be easier just to, you've got a YouTube channel, whether you know it or not. It might be easier for you to just upload it and then send me the link. But so check this drone out, y'all. This is the Evolve 2 by X Dynamics. If you're not familiar with X Dynamics, they made the Evolve, the original one, and it was just this like Mercedes version of a drone, like carbon fiber body, amazing controller. You know, it just had, you know, it was just so expensive that nobody bought it. They're coming out with the Evolve 2, and I'm going to give you a preference, I'm just going to say that this is the size, just get this in your head. It's the size of a Phantom 4 with the capabilities of the Inspire, minus the, you know, the landing gear that comes up and stuff like that. But it is a Phantom-sized drone with a Micro Four Thirds camera on it. And I just want you to see what kind of a beast this thing is. Gorgeous video. Gorgeous. And this is website video. So you know it looks even better in real person. But the Evolve 2 is the first fully integrated premium drone. It takes C-Fast cards right there. Sorry, squirrel. The first fully integrated premium drone platform providing aerial cinematographers with professional-grade filming capabilities and an advanced flight experience in a comprehensive package. So basically what that means is it has the power of the Inspire camera in a tiny package. Evolve 2 is the smallest multi-rotor drone platform equipped with a mirrorless Micro Four Thirds camera supported by, that's a big word, I can't even say that, carbon fiber airframe that minimizes weight for longer flight time while providing enhanced structural integrity. Magnesium alloy ventral plates provide heat dissipation while reducing vibration during flight. The aircraft can reach speeds over 55 miles per hour, supporting high-quality cinematography for action sports, racing, wildlife photography, and challenging applications. The dual touchscreen ground station is designed to support a solo pilot cinematographer and is widely considered one of the best controllers available today. Rated at 1,000 nits. So the tablet I just got, the Triple Tech, is only 1,200 nits. 1,000 nits, you can see this in daylight. Okay? Easily viewing outdoor conditions. Also fully programmable controls and external antenna options to extend the flight of up to 6.8 miles away. If you want to talk about line of sight, 6.8 miles, you're not going to be able to see anything 6.8 miles away. Just saying. Eat More Possum says that's what the Phantom 3 could have been. So this is what it looks like. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Unparalleled aerial performance. Here's a backpack with all the stuff in it. But it's just a beautiful little drone. All it is it flies and it takes video. That's what it does. Here's him putting the lens on the Micro Four Thirds camera. it excites me, y'all. So let's see. 33-minute flight time, 53 miles per hour top speed, and 11 kilometers flight range. Superior quality. I mean, I said it's a backpack. You'd look pretty stupid riding around with that big old thing on your back. But look at those blades. Blades are pretty big too. But the controller is awesome. And I think the video is just gorgeous. So let's see. Here's what the aircraft looks like. What's up, Matthew? Matthew Hobbs, or Sulphur Hobbs, says this drone sounds like an absolute powerhouse. Stephen Drone says you need a spotter. I'd say if you fly 6.8 miles away, you need a bunch of spotters all along that path. Eat More Possum says it sure is pretty. Hopefully it had better range than the first one, less than 100 yards. Yeah, I've heard that you're not supposed to buy the first version of anything, which is why buying this Microsoft Duo is probably not the best idea. But it was a gift to myself. But so that's kind of what it looks like. It's just gorgeous. This is a beautiful little drone, and I love these LEDs. It's got a big heat sink on the bottom of it. 3K twill carbon fiber. I was hoping I could say the word aluminium, but it's got a trapezoid boom design. So the width between the front props is different than the width between the back props. 13-inch blades, and they've got a little fin on the end of them. Motor inclination, and then the motor height. So the motors in the front are higher than the motors in the back. The boom shape, so that creates lift. Just beautifully designed. Look at that motor, y'all. That is just gorgeous. So you don't necessarily need a big drone to carry a big camera. You just need big blades on it. All right. And I love this shot. I saw a 360 video on my Oculus Quest where so Eat More Possum says, did it say 6 miles? The other page said 6.8 miles. This one doesn't. Go back to the overview. So 11 kilometers. Right here it says 11 kilometers, which is 6.8 miles. Isn't that crazy? 6.8 miles. I wonder if it can fly 6.8 miles in 30 minutes. So 55 miles an hour. That means it can go 25 miles in half an hour. That's crazy. That is crazy. Um, yeah. So here's the camera on it. I love this, y'all. So it's micro four thirds, which is so this is the Zenmuse X5. So just to give you an idea, that's my thumb, y'all. This is my hand, and that's how big the camera is on it. Okay. Micro Four Thirds was designed and built lightweight. It allows 4K at 120 frames per second. 4K, 120 frames per second. Which means if you were shooting in 1080, it'd probably do 240 frames per second. Usually cameras, the bigger image that it takes, the less frames per second the processor can handle. So usually if you see 4K 120 frames per second, there's a good chance 1080 would be 240 frames per second. So just think of the slow motion video that you could capture with it, with a micro four thirds. So you could get, like, I just picture like flying over a waterfall or a river, where you can see the rapids and the waves and the splashes and stuff like that. How cool would that be? Or kind of flying near, like I've done this with my Unique Typhoon H, flown kind of beside a roundabout and recorded it in slow motion. I wasn't flying over the cars. I was flying over in a yard kind of beside it, but pointed down at the roundabout, and it was just a really cool video. Or, like a train, like filming a train go by with a parallax, doing that in 120 frames per second and then slowing it down to like a quarter of the speed. It was just, gosh, that would be beautiful. So it's got a 12 megapixel sensor on it. So 4/3 CMOS. Excuse me. Apple ProRes. So the codec that it records in is Apple ProRes. So if you're using a Mac to edit your videos in, Apple ProRes, you don't even have to re-render the video. It comes in just ready to go. So that saves time. And here's kind of what the sensor looks like. So the 2/3 sensor is, I don't have anything to compare that to. I don't know what drones have a 2/3 sensor. I've seen where there's a lot of like 1/2/3 sensor. But a 1-inch sensor is the sensor that I have on my Unique Typhoon H Plus, is the sensor that is on the DJI Mavic 2 Pro. Has a 1-inch sensor. And then the micro 4/3 sensor is bigger than that. So if you think of what a sensor is kind of the rectangle that that captures the light. So I don't know how to describe sensor size, but basically what it's doing is it's capturing more detail. The larger the sensor, the more detail it captures at a time, and has the ability to capture light better. So the larger the sensor, the better it does in low light situations. Not that you're going to fly your drone in low light situations all the time, but the video that I showed you with my my backyard flight plan, it was done at sunset. So a lot of the branches, if you looked at that video and got real close on that video, you'd probably see a lot of noise around, the bush on the ground and stuff like that. So that's pretty awesome. So here's 120 frames per second. So this is 24 frames per second. That's regular speed. And then this is 120 frames per second. So that just goes to show you how much detail you have. And just so you guys know, like, frames per second is really important when you're slowing things down, because if your video is at like 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second in this case, if you shot your video at 24 frames per second and then cut it in half, then you'd only have 12 frames per second. So it would be really choppy video. You'd be able to see, it'd be kind of like stop motion video or like the Lego movie or something like that. But if your video is at 24 frames per second and you've got 120 frames to work with, you can slow it down and not lose any frames in between there. So super, super cool. Here's all of the lenses that will fit on it. They left out the DJI Micro Four Thirds lens, but you've got a Panasonic Lumix, a lot of Olympus. These are the same lenses that go on the Inspire, and that go on the Zenmuse X5. So there's dimensions. It's got here's ProRes proxies. I generally use light, just because I'm uploading to YouTube. I'm not really presenting a project to a client or anything like that. So YouTube compresses it anyway. So there's no need for the extra render time. But so yeah, and it's got the H.265 codec, which is it's a better, faster, more efficient codec. It's got Xlog. What Xlog is it records at a lower dynamic range, so it can capture more detail, and then you basically add the dynamic range later, so you can colorize it later. Super cool. Large sensor pixels are better. So this is enlarged at 10 times. So something else you can do with your 4K video is you can zoom in later if you're doing it at 1080. Welcome to the chat. I have no idea how to say your name, so Fadahi Al Yafia. I don't know. I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name, but welcome to the chat. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We're really just hanging out tonight and talking about drones and stuff like that. Specular details, all light conditions. So it supports 3D lookup tables, which is pretty cool. So here you've got a underexposed and an overexposed image. Combined creates a high dynamic range, an HDR video. Here's 3D Lutz, contemporary to vintage film look. Pretty cool. Now check this controller out, y'all. This controller is ridiculous. This is the ground station. And a lot of people have made fun of me with my unique Typhoon H Plus controller because it was so big. This one's pretty big. But I love how, they've brought the map down to the second screen. Just like this Duo has two screens, Like it basically has an Android device here and an Android device here. That's kind of like this ground station right here, y'all. A lot of times with my iPhone, I've definitely noticed it on my Paradanafi where I'm doing a flight mission and I can either look at the flight mission or I can look at the map or I can see what the camera's doing. With two screens, you can see all your telemetry right here. You can see what the camera sees, and then down here you've got your map, and you've got your compass and all of that stuff. 1,000 nits. So 4 kilometer max range, or sorry, 11 kilometers max range, but here it says 4 kilometers with built-in antennas. So that's one of those marketing mumbo jumbo things where you can get up to 11 kilometers in range, but you probably need like an extra antenna ground station or something like that. HDMI external screen for video output. So that's pretty cool. I love this, how he's got all his drone controls here, and he's got this awesome map down here. Ooh, let's drink some agua. So I think that's awesome, y'all. That's really, really cool. HDR, super bright screens. Eat More Possum says, that's cool if they have a connector for external antennas. Yeah, let's see what we got here. So extended antennas. So they've got these. That answer your question right there. So the ground station, 2 built-in antennas, solid aircraft control, and video transmission for up to 2.5 miles. For more extreme locations, 2 external antennas can be utilized to extend range to 4.3 miles with omnidirectional antennas and 6.8 miles with directional antennas. So it looks like you can screw in different types of antennas to the controller. And it looks like he's flying it without connecting any antennas to it. So these connectors that he's screwing these antennas into are just adding to the connection. Eat More Possum seal of approval. Removable LiPo. This is awesome because we've got all the DJI controllers. You charge the controller, and you could probably run the controller off of a power bank or something like that. But to have multiple batteries for your controller is awesome, especially if you want to fly all day. Eat More Possum said he had to mod his DJI controller to allow big antennas. Is that your DJI FPV controller, or which drone was that for? And then it looks like there's probably, like right here, he's setting flight. It kind of looks like this is the pre-flight checklist, because right there it says ready to fly. So there might be like, I really can't read it, but there might be like calibration, compass calibration, all that kind of stuff in here, which is awesome. And if all of your touch controls are down here, then you're never smudging up your screen up here. I got fingerprints all over my screens, and sometimes in the bright sun, you can see your fingerprints. So full-size HDMI, micro SD, and USB-C extend your screen and your memory. So bring a DP on your shoot. Not sure what a DP is. Producer, director, producer. Extend your screen with full-size HTML, crystal clear replay on external devices. The micro SD port expands your caching ability, while the USB-C provides the ability to expand cache and other storage. So you can record straight to it. I'm not sure what that's talking about. I don't know if you can record what's on your screen itself, or what the case is there. Because generally when drones fly, the SD card that's on the drone itself records the best video. Like, it's basically recording from the camera that's on the drone, and then you'll get the connection that you'll get on your controller is less. Like, you might get like 1080 video on your controller, but 4K videos recording on the drone itself. Smart modes require a strong GPS signal to support various automatic flight modes like waypoint, orbit, tripod, and course lock. So it's got course lock, so you can do cruise control on this drone. So waypoint, create a comprehensive flight plan with waypoints utilizing various locations, altitudes, and directions. Then sit back and let Evolve 2 do the work from takeoff to landing. So that's what I showed you earlier, what I'm doing with DroneLink. This has it built in. I don't know if it'll be as awesome as DroneLink is, but it's got waypoints. So Eat More Possum modded his Mavic 2, Phantom 3, Phantom 4. He's trying to muster up the courage to mod the smart controller for custom antennas. Looks like Evolve is filling in the gaps that DJI frustratingly overlooks. I agree. And I hope they kind of challenge DJI. That's what everybody always says when they're reviewing. They're like, maybe, we need another drone producer in the market. And I love my Paradanafi, but it's got limitations. It doesn't have very good connection. I'm waiting for the Paradanafi 2. I think that will and maybe it's the Paradanafi USA, and I want it because it can fly in the rain. And I could fly on a windy, rainy day, which we had a lot of lately. So there's waypoint right here. It's got orbit going on. Most drones have that nowadays, but orbit is something that is awesome. Here's tripod mode. So tripod mode slows down the Evolve 2 to capture the most complicated images and minute details with stunningly smooth video production. So imagine this shot 120 frames per second slowed down. Those ocean waves coming in, coming behind him and then flying over him and then up and revealing like that bay over there, or that dock. How cool would that be? All right, let's go to the last thing, and then we are going to call this live stream a success. So here's the user interfaces. The dual touchscreen of the Evolve 2's ground station delivers the most stunning visuals to support their robust user interface that allows complete control over the aircraft, camera, settings, and much more. The menu system is practical, user-friendly, and intuitive. The top 8-inch FPV viewfinder provides live camera view and control during the flight, as well as the viewer for post-flight review and editing. Oh, it's got editing on it. The lower 5.5 screen allows you to control flight, GPS, gimbal, and ground station settings. So it doesn't look like you ever have to touch the screen on top. I feel like you need to adjust camera controls and stuff. But so here's a good look at the UI. You've got all of your telemetry up here. So you've got your, these are all of your, directional. So you're going, it has to do with kind of what your drone is doing, how it's flying. So this is the speed, this is the altitude, this is how far it is away from you. This is, it looks like Wi-Fi connection, because this is how many satellites you have. This is how your connection to the controller. This is, I'm not sure what that is actually. I'm not sure what that is. You got your battery for the drone, and you got the battery for the controller, and you even have time. And then it's got the normal countdown for your battery. So it starts at 30 minutes. And the return to home point's right there. But as you fly, the home point will start going here. The yellow is you better start coming home, and the red is you waited way too long to come home. Down here, you've got your camera controls. Not sure what this is, but it looks like a slider. You've got your iris at 4.28. This is the pitch of the camera, or the angle of the camera. Looks like negative 90 degrees is pointing straight down. Here's the resolution. Here's how much time you got left on your SD card. Shutter speed, ISO, all of your camera stuff. Here you can switch from video to photo. Auto exposure lock is on right here. And these are settings for your camera. So we're a professional company providing professional tools, and we stand behind the users and pilots. When it comes to trying to tell someone how to fly, get that shot and be safe, we think it is best to leave these game time decisions to the pilot filmmaker. We inherently believe that professionals will always err on the side of caution and do what is necessary to remain safe in the flight, other people, property, animals, and their Evolve 2 aircraft. Display alerts and warnings regarding no-fly zones or other restrictions are displayed, but we never take over control of the aircraft. I think that's really cool. That's pretty awesome. I wonder if it returns to home automatically or not. Data privacy. Don't be evil. Don't be evil. X Dynamics is committed to 110% of the personal privacy in the air and on the ground. We will never collect data before, during, or after the flight, anytime ever. Fly with the peace of mind that your data is yours and to keep, and we will not be compromised. If you want the whole story, please review the privacy policy. So I like that. There's been a lot of concerns of the FAA looking at your data, DJI looking at your data, all that kind of stuff. So I really like that, what's going on there. It's got weather forecasts on it. Too bad the landing gear can't go up and the camera can't swim around like the H. Yep. That's about the only thing this drone doesn't have is the 360 camera on the bottom. Oh, that was a pre-flight check, y'all. So pilots can visit the pre-flight checklist, the current settings, crucial sensor information, summary of the weather, of whether the drone is ready to fly, not recommended to fly, or not ready to fly. The checklist also gives the users the option to calibrate the compass, alter the return to home altitude, which is very important. Oops. This is a one-stop page for pilots before each flight. I think that's great, y'all. I've seen where people print out checklists to make sure that their compass is calibrated, to check their blades to make sure they're on properly. There's all these things that you got to do before you fly your drone, and sometimes it's easy to forget, especially when there's people around, or there's, like in my case, there's always a cop sitting in the parking lot just kind of watching me, waiting for me to screw up. So I think that's really neat that it has a checklist built in. It's got grids for the screen. It's got a diagonal. That's awesome. So you can line up your bridge diagonally. It's got the pyramid. Oh, cool. And it's got the thirds. That's really neat. So you can line up, like here, you've got the landscape, the mountains, and then the sky in thirds. Here you've got pyramid. So, you can line up a more dynamic shot. These are all like photography type tools. Right here it says thirds, but there's also a rule of thirds where you want your detail here or you want your subject here. So that's really neat. Review flight details instantly. So that's cool. So it'll give you a report of how your flight went. Keep all your creative organized. So in the app, you've got all this. Looks like the app has albums and stuff. And you can edit videos in the field. That's pretty awesome. Wonder how robust that is, or if it's just like a GoPro type thing. Well, that's it, y'all. That was a good live stream. I just kind of made that up on the fly. So yeah. Let me check one more time if Gregory's video made it to me. If not, we'll play it in next week's live stream. I don't see an email. See if it went to my trash. There's nothing in spam. So, Gregory, it says you posted the link. Did you send it to my email? So I'm not seeing it. Oh. Posted the link on here. Gregory, if you posted the link on here, it's not going to show up. Sorry, I have links. links are automatically removed from the chat. All right, we're getting an email now. Stand by. Sorry, Gregor. I've got every once in a while, kids will watch my channel, and so I've had some issues with trollers in the past, so kind of I had to turn that off. I had to lock it down. All right. All right. While I wait for that to come in, let me know what y'all want me to talk about next week. I can go ahead and put together a show. I do have some other things that I haven't talked about tonight. If you guys want to get in contact with me, if you want to, buy T-shirts that I've designed or hats, and if you want to support the channel by shopping on Amazon, all those things are available at SeanHydeStudios.com. I'm not going to go through the website tonight and show you where everything is. Also have a Discord on there, but nobody apparently wants to be on the Discord. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep that up. But yeah, go to SeanHydeStudios.com for all of your Sean Hyde needs. So let's see what we got. Still no email. So yeah. This is the calm after the storm. Storm called Sean. Jason. Oh, no, that's not it. Jason said he's sorry it's so late. Yeah. Stream's over, man. No, I appreciate you coming and hanging out. You can go back and watch it on the replay. We talked about some really cool stuff tonight. Talked about a drone that I'm really excited about coming out, and I'll probably talk about it more once it's out, but not even sure how much it costs. It's probably like $3,000 or something. Oh, we got a link. We got a link. All right. So we're going to share this. We're going to share a video from Gregory Lawler. Here we go. Nope, that's not right. That's better. So this was Gregory, you said this was with your Mini, or is it a Mini 2? This is his flight. And forgive me, it's been about a half hour since we talked about it. I believe this is Brisbane. Which is where? Where is Brisbane? Is that in America or is that in another country? Give us the details. So Gregory said this is the DJI Mavic Mini, the original. Beautiful picture for a tiny little drone. It amazes me some of the type of video you can get out of that tiny little drone. It's a wonder. I see a city back there in the distance. That's pretty cool. I love like the mountains and the city. in the distance. Whoa, flying over water. Pretty cool. So this is Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. That is so cool. So if you're talking to us from down under, what time is it there, Gregory? It's a beautiful town. I love all the different color roofs. Looks like the water's low there a little bit. Is that you down here in the bottom? Is that you right there? I always love looking for the pilot. It's one of my favorite things. And when you're watching a 360 video, there's always some guy protecting his camera. Whoa! It's 11 a.m. in the future. It's Wednesday for Gregory. He's talking to us from the future. That's awesome. Yeah, I love the roofs. Are those clay roofs or tin roofs, or there's solar panels everywhere? That one looks like a clay roof right there, but I'm not sure. I love like all the solar panels. So that was you, because I see where you're landing. You're landing on that thing that I was pointing at. It's really cool. All right, everybody give Gregory a round of applause for that beautiful flight. It's pretty cool. Yeah, if anybody wants to have a video on my live stream, I'm going to go ahead and post my email address one more time. That's my Sean Hyde Studios email address. You're welcome to send me videos of drone flights or 360 cameras, even action cameras, or just a cool video. I really am a creator at heart, and I love just seeing other people's day. Like I love when I go on vacation and I like to just sit on a park bench or something and just watch what life is like in Florida, or what life is like in St. Louis. Like, my day-to-day is different than theirs, and I love watching that type of thing. So anything you would like to send me, and I'll put on this live stream. This is a safe place. I don't like to be critical. I definitely have a how do I put that? It's definitely easy for me to see what could be better. Maybe that's why I'm such a good reviewer. But I like to keep an open mind. I don't like to be a fanboy of anything. That's why I've got a PC, I've got a Mac, I've got an Android, I've got an iPhone. You know, I like to branch out. And I don't think you can truly compare anything if you just stick to one product all the time. So I've got a Parrot, I've got an Autel, I've got a Unique, and I've got a bunch of DJIs. So I've got some iFlights, I've got a bunch of different kinds of drones. So so just to let you guys know, this is a safe place, and I love just hanging out with you guys and seeing what you guys are creating. So Steven Drones is going to send me a video, and we will show that next week. So y'all stay tuned next week. Right now it's 8:15. We've been going at this for an hour and 45 minutes. My family just showed up, so I am going to call it a night and bid you adieu. And until the next video, y'all. I'm super excited that you guys came and hung out with me tonight. Hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications when I put out more videos of just cool tech. I like to talk about live streaming. I like to talk about action cameras. I like to talk about drones. And I like to talk about 360-degree cameras. So with that said, here's the outro, y'all. Peace out.